Hello and welcome. You're watching Business Today Television. I'm Sakshi Batra and this is Market Today, a show where we'll help you understand the closing action on the D Street and of course the market strategies that you must follow for the day. Right now, it's not looking very good. It's a freaky Friday, 230 points down on the Nifty. We've tested 25,000 today and we've also tested 24,900. We're now nearing 24,800. It's been an absolute choppy session that we've seen since morning and you actually see the market stumbling in trade right now. In the Sensex is down by about 700 points on trade. Barring the pharma sector, all of the sectors are bleeding in trade today. Look at the media stocks for 2.4% down, small cap index 1.9% lower, oil and gas, PSU banks, metals, mid caps, IT, all of them. In fact, at least 12 sectors have lost more than 1% in trade today. That's the kind of fall that you're looking at. Only a handful of the stocks on the Nifty are still holding up into the green and largely they are from the pharma pack. Cipla after the earnings is still holding up about 3% odd in trade. SBI Life, Apollo Hospitals, Dr. Reddy's and HDFC Life Insurance. These are the names that are still holding up anywhere between 0.5% to 2.5% in trade. But what's a key drag is the NBFC space, largely led by Bajaj Finance. After disappointing set of numbers and the downgrades that came in from the brokerage houses, this stock is down by about 5.5% in trade. Shriram Finance, Bajaj Auto from the Auto Pack, IndusInd Bank, Infosys and Power Grid. These are the top 5 to 6 losers that we are looking at right now. Markets as well. Mr. Nilesh Jain, Head and Vice President of Technicals and Derivatives Research at Centrum Broking, is now joining in to share with us his views on the D Street. But meanwhile, let me quickly also abreast you with what's happening in the broadest index, the Nifty 500 names. Look at the kind of names that are buzzing here. Sun Pharma. This is the stock that has been consistently buzzing, about 14% higher in trade right now. Look at Vimta Labs, Omax Auto, IEX, we've already marked out for our viewers. Mirza International is another one. The Insecticides India, that's another one. And PPAP Automotives. A lot of these auto ancillary names are also buzzing with us. Nilesh is now joining in. Hi Nilesh, warm welcome. Good afternoon to you. Yesterday was the weekly expiry. We did see a lot of choppiness and a weakness that followed in the markets. But look at what's happened today. The markets have further lost a lot of ground as well. Now, almost 1% down for the benchmarks. The mid caps and the small caps are actually bleeding even further. 24,832. What do you think are the top 2 or 3 reasons why the markets have fallen so much in trade today?
Very good afternoon, Sakshi. First of all, if you see the overall structure, this has been the 4th consecutive weeks of decline as far as Nifty is concerned. It has broken below its 25,000 that was acting as a psychological support. Now, in the coming week, we have a monthly FN expiry, and ahead of that, looks like we are witnessing unwinding of the position on the put side. The another reason, if you see volatility index after a long time, we have seen a spurt of over 5%, and it has moved beyond 11 level now. Although on a broader scale, it is very much in the comfort zone for the bulls, but the kind of recovery that we have seen from the lower levels, it has hit multi-month lowest level at 10. Now today again a kind of a recovery, or I would say a rebound that we are witnessing. Looks like we are likely to see further increase in the IVs ahead of the monthly FN expiry, which is scheduled in the coming week. And also we have tariff date that is being placed at 1st of August. Ahead of that, that could be another reason. Because of that, the IVs may increase further. And certainly we are witnessing it just a market volatility, nothing interesting per se. Just a bit of a volatility that we are witnessing. There could be possibility of some bit of rebound going forward. But as of now, the structure from a very short term perspective is looking slightly on a weaker side. A break below 24,800 will drag further Nifty towards 24,600 to 24,500 as well. So it's a kind of a sell on rise structure as of now. Given the kind of setup we are witnessing in the broader markets as well, where the Nifty mid cap and small cap seems to have topped out from a short to medium term perspective. Ahead of the expiry, we expect market to remain volatile, and we are also expecting a strong pullback in the coming week as well.
All right, Nilesh, that's the entire setup of the markets, viewers, and you've got some sense as to how the progress could be from here on in the next week. That will be more important from the monthly expiry point of view as well. We'll, of course, discuss a lot of stocks and sectors to keep on your radar over the next 1 week with Nilesh as well. But I think the stock in focus right now is from the auto ancillary basket, and that's Sona BLW Precisions, or Sona Comstar as it was known before. This stock has been been showing us some declines in trade, and why the stock is in focus is because remember a month ago, now it's actually dwindled to about the day's low 3:04 p.m. and you can actually see a near 5% drop on the stock. So there are increasing sell calls that you can actually see on Sona BLW. At this point in time, the stock is trading at 467. Why the pressure on the stock? Well, there could be this one reason that we want to share with all our viewers. You are all aware about how about a month ago on 12th of June, in an unfortunate incident, the company's CEO, chairman, Mr. Sanjay Kapoor, late Mr. Sanjay Kapoor had passed away in an unfortunate incident of swallowing a bee that in fact led or caused his death. Now, today, AGM was supposed to take place at 1 p.m. We are not yet aware about whether the AGM has started, the annual general meeting that was supposed to start for Sona BLW. What has in fact come to our attention is that late Mr. Sanjay Kapoor's mother, Ms. Rani Kapoor, has now urged the Sona Group board to defer the annual general meeting, saying that her son's death was sudden and suspicious. In fact, India Today's Anisha Mathur accessed the letter that she has issued to the board of directors, asking them to refrain from holding the AGM as of today. And some of the key highlights from the letter is something that as shareholders and viewers you must definitely know about as well. Let me quickly go across to my colleague Anisha Mathur, who's with us, who's been tracking this since morning and was the first one among all the media organizations to catch hold of this letter and to make all of us aware about this as well. Anisha, help us understand on what are the key statements that Ms. Rani Kapoor has mentioned in this letter that are of importance for us to really see.
See, Sakshi, if you look at it from the perspective of how this will affect the company, there are two very key allegations being made in this letter. Ms. Rani Kapoor has not only questioned how her son passed away, how his death occurred, she has also raised the allegation that as the largest shareholder of the company, as the head of the Kapoor family, she has been forced to sign or defrauded into signing certain documentation, that she was not aware of this AGM being called. She has been informed by well-wishers that this AGM is likely to appoint directors to the board to represent the family, and she's very clearly said in this letter that she has not authorized anyone to act on behalf of herself or on behalf of the family. In fact, she has raised the allegation that any changes or any decisions in this AGM, if it happens, will be a deliberate attempt to take over the company, deliberate attempt to go against the interests of this company. Now, we've been speaking to the lawyer who's representing Mrs. Kapoor, and from what he has told us is that there are serious concerns that have been raised by her. Even the letter specifically mentions that she was made to sign documents without being allowed to read them. She's been denied access to her accounts, and in fact, she's been denied access to documentation regarding the company's functioning. So, serious allegations which could lead to not just how the questions about not just how the company functions, but also possible criminal action that may arise. But we'll have to see how this works out, because at the last conversation I've had with the lawyer, he has claimed that the AGM, which was supposed to happen online, he is not aware whether this has happened or not, but what he's claiming is that members of the Kapoor family have not been allowed to access the web link. So we're waiting to find out how this story develops. But as you said, major concerns have been raised by Mrs. Rani Kapoor, and this is having an impact on how the company is faring in the markets. Back to you.
Absolutely, Anisha. Thanks a lot for all of those updates. Keep a watch over all these developments. This is going to be definitely impacting the stocks, the sentiments, and of course will be of extreme importance for the shareholders at large to get to know as to what is really happening. Of course, whenever such an incident really happens, the first and the foremost thought on the minds of investors is whether the company will be able to continue to progress on the path, that was set out by the previous management. And in such a case, last couple of days we had actually heard pretty good news coverage that was coming around Sona BLW. Nilesh, you would remember how we were discussing Sona BLW with respect to its enhanced participation with BYD. That's Build Your Dreams, the Chinese EV player. They were trying to expand their product portfolio, to the kind of supplies they would want to do in the EV space, and the stock had reacted pretty positively to that news as well. And slowly and gradually, after digesting the news of Mr. Sanjay Kapoor's death, this company was getting back on track, business was getting back on track as well. And now the new findings that have come in that Anisha has clearly talked about will be important in understanding as to how the company will be progressing. What is the response? In fact, I would like to also tell all our viewers is that Business Today Television has we've ourselves sent an email to the corporate communications team of the company as well, seeking a official response to this letter and the findings and the concerns that have been raised by Ms. Kapoor in this letter as well. So far, we are awaiting any kind of official response from Sona BLW on this. But right now, if you see, there has been definitely some kind of a dampener that's coming in on the stock. Technically, Nilesh, how are you looking at Sona BLW?
Well, Sakshi, we did see some positive move in the previous week, as you have rightly pointed out. There were some positive development and stock reacted on a positive side with a good volume participation as well. If you see volume traction in the previous week on a single day, it was crossing more than 3 crore. And now it looks like today it's a kind of a big breakdown we are witnessing in this particular counter, although it has a very strong support at 450. There could be possibility of some bit of stock taking support near about 450 levels. But as of now, the range looks like 450 to 500. There's a very tight range of 50 points for this particular counter. Now, looking at the the commentary I was listening to, Anisha, it looks like a big allegation on this particular counter as far as this news is concerned. So there could be possibility of a follow-up selling in this particular stock. Maybe another 2 to 3% or 5% fall cannot be ruled out, but it is important to watch out for important level that's placed at 450. If it breaks below 450, we are advised. It's advisable to take out your long position from this particular counter. On the contrary, if it breaks above 500, that will be considered as a short-term consolidation breakout, and post then we may see a follow-up move towards 525 to 550. So as of now, it is stuck in a very tight range. Watch out for these important levels going forward.
Okay, fair point, viewers. We'll definitely keep an eye out on Sona BLW and all the developments that come around this, and a response that comes around from the company is definitely awaited, and we'll continue to get you all the updates that you must definitely know about the company. Let's move forward and find out what should we do with the other segments in the markets. Pharma stocks, they are the ones that are proving to be saving grace in this kind of a falling market. Some of the companies that are reporting their numbers are getting favorable reaction as well. Let's start off with the Cipla that has seen its Q1 profit jump by about 10% year on year, revenue surge by about 4%. Tatva Chintan Pharma from the mid-cap space is consistently rising, is about 14-15% higher in trade. Many such stocks from the pharma and healthcare pack are also emerging, among the gainers as well. How are you looking at the pharma pack?
Sakshi, overall pharma pack are looking on a strongly positive side given the kind of a setup we are witnessing in the Nifty Pharma Index, where it is forming a constant higher and higher bottom formation. So look strong on the chart, and we are expecting a further momentum to continue given the kind of market volatility we are witnessing. Extreme selling pressure can be seen in the benchmark indices. In spite of that, the pharma being an outperformer, it's quite a positive sign for this particular sector. And looking at the overall development, a couple of stocks that are on our radar as well. First of all, Cipla, where we have seen a good consolidation breakout today post numbers, and good volume attraction can be seen in this particular counter. So we can expect a follow-up move towards 1560 to 1580 on the upside with a stop loss below 1495. Cipla is a buy. Not only pharma, but also if you focus on healthcare space like hospital stocks, Fortis, Apollo Hospital, in fact, both these stocks are looking strong on the chart. Fortis, if you just pull up last 6-month chart, you can clearly see the stock has been in an extreme uptrend, and this momentum is likely to continue further towards 880 to 1000 kind of levels on the upside. So buy and decline should be the strategy. We have already seen a 6% spurt. So it's a buy on dip, and keep a stop loss below 800.
Okay, got that. Let me also look at some of the other aspects that we can bring in. Let's talk about IEX. Nilesh, after yesterday's sharp fall of 30%, a recovery of 9-10% odd coming in today, will you have the confidence to look at a buy at these lower levels on IEX, or would you advise against it, since the news flows have been pretty negative on this one, and that seem to suggest that any implementation of market coupling that the regulator has approved since from January of 2026 would be detrimental by way of probably taking away some of the volumes to the competitors?
Right, Sakshi. So there has been a bit of cause of concern for this particular counter. If you see in this week itself, it has given a 30% correction, although some bit of recovery that was seen. In spite of that, the stock is down close to 30% this week. There was a big gap down opening, and today it is making an attempt to witness some bit of respite. If you see the volume attraction today, which has crossed over 28 CR, that is highest volume we have seen in the recent time. It is one of the highest volume we have seen for this particular stock ever. So that basically indicates some hands are moving in this into this particular counter. So there could be possibility of some bit of a pullback. This pullback may extend towards 155 to 160, but I do not have that kind of confidence where I would advise to go long at current level. But if somebody is already holding the long position, can keep a trailing stop loss at 136 and stay put in this particular counter. But fresh long, it is advisable to stay away for the time being till the time we don't get any clarity. It's not advisable to chase the momentum that we are witnessing today. I would rather wait for a breakout above 158, then probably it can be added in the portfolio. But as of now, it's an avoid.
As of now, it is an avoid. Okay, let me bring up some of the other stocks today. Life insurance names are in focus. Nilesh, after a long call, SBI Life, HDFC Life. Is there a buzz here, a fresh re-rating, a fresh move that could be tracked, or is it just momentary?
It looks like we are first of all witnessing some bit of sector rotation and the focus is shifting toward defensive. We have seen pharma, healthcare, now insurance space. So these are the defensive sectors where the money is moving into. And SBI Life, HDFC Life, both the stocks have a very strong setup, a technical setup. And out of these two, SBI Life looks strong for further momentum towards 1880 to 1900. 1800 should be the stop loss. So in terms of margin of safety in this kind of corrective phase we are witnessing in the market, so insurance space are also a better hedge. So we can expect a further momentum to continue from a short term perspective in both HDFC Life and SBI Life.
Okay, fair point. I hope this has also helped you, our viewers. Let me look at the broader markets. Nilesh, anything in the broader markets that catches your attention from the mid and small caps or the Nifty 500 names? What is really looking good despite this kind of a weakness in markets?
See, couple of stocks, although are giving a good move on the chart within Nifty 500 basket. Although, just want to highlight that Nifty Pharma, Nifty 500 index has given a breakdown today. Not only that, even broader markets like Nifty mid cap and small cap have also given a breakdown. Looks like short term topping out formation in these mid cap and small caps and also Nifty 500 index. Now coming to a stock specific action, couple of stocks that are looking positive. So first of all, we already discussed about insurance space, pharma space. Now home first is one particular stock that is looking strong on the chart. If you pull up last 6 to 8 months chart, you can clearly see the stock has been moving in a higher top and higher bottom trajectory, and this counter in fact is trading at all-time high levels. We are expecting a further momentum towards 1550 to 1600 from a short-term perspective. So with a stop loss below 1400, home first can be looked at from a short-term trading bet perspective. Now, apart from that, within pharma basket, Torrent Pharma is another stock that is also looking positive on the chart, and we are expecting a further momentum to continue towards 3680 to 3700. So again, it's a buy and decline structure across all pharma counters. Torrent Pharma also looks positive. One can keep a stop loss at 3550.
Okay, got that. I hope this has also given you some understanding now. Remember that we can also look at some of the stocks which are actually trending weak. So let's look at some of those aspects as well. I'll bring up Chennai Petroleum first as the stock that we can look at. The stock is down by 10% odd. This is after a Q1 loss has been reported by the company, and even EBITDA or the earnings before tax is completely wiped out as well. The weakness in the results is also, as the company has mentioned, due to inventory losses reported by the company, while MRPL's weakness was due to maintenance shutdowns undertaken by the company. Remember, as a peer comparison that we can talk about, Chennai Petro, a loss of 80 odd crores versus a profit of 469 crores last year, same in the March quarter that was seen. EBITDA declined by 87% from last year to 99 crores. EBITDA margin narrowed to just 0.6% from 4.5% in the previous quarter. Gross refining margin has fallen to $3.22 per barrel from $6.33 that it had reported in the year ago period. Interestingly, this weakness has actually come in both standalone refineries, both MRPL as well as Chennai Petro, despite the Singapore GRMs really rising on a sequential basis as well. And as the company has said that they're facing inventory losses here. Any suggestion on what should be the immediate reaction for and strategy for the investors who've been holding this stock? 9.5%, 10% lower at 687 now, Chennai Petro?
So we have seen a sharp decline today on the back of weak set of numbers. Now after such a sharp sell-off that we have seen of almost 10% today, the stock has reached to its make or break level, that's 670. So 670 is a very crucial support. If we connect all the lower lower levels, then a rising trend line can be seen on the daily time frame chart, which is exactly placed at 670 currently. So if it breaks below 670, then further downtick towards 640 or 600, that cannot be ruled out. But as of now, there could be possibility of a pullback. This pullback may take this counter towards 720, 750 on the upside. If at all we see that kind of a pullback, that's a good opportunity to exit from the long position, because looks like major structure has weakened from a short-term point of view. So 670 should be the stop loss for those who are already holding the long position. Fresh entry is an avoid as of now from our side in this particular stock.
Okay, got that. Let me just also pull up a few stocks from the tech basket that are weaker. Some of them are again earnings reactions also that are coming in. Say for instance, what we are looking at, Intellect Design, arena, the stock is tanked 7%. This is despite growth on the revenue and margin expansion front. You're also looking at Hexaware Technologies, about 10.5, 11% down. Kelton Tech Solutions is also down in trade. Yesterday or day before, we had also seen Coforge Persistent also cracking. Nilesh, last couple of quarters, the trend had been that it was the mid-cap IT space stocks that were actually seen outperforming than the large-cap IT names for better set of numbers, better profitability, better deal wins coming in. This quarter, we've also seen the major IT companies, fall after the earnings, and even the mid-caps have, climbed down quite a lot. How are you looking at the mid-cap IT basket, and what your strategy will be here?
Absolutely, Sakshi. You have rightly pointed out the mid-cap and small-cap ITs were doing good until last couple of quarters, where the large caps were the lackluster. But now we are witnessing pain across all the stocks, be it mid-cap, small-cap or large-cap IT names. We are witnessing selling pressure across all IT stocks. Given the kind of structural breakdown in this particular index, and looks like it is heading towards 35,000 to 34,800 on the lower side. So first of all, we are not advising to go long in any of the IT counters as of now. The short-term structure looks slightly on a weaker side from a short-term perspective on all mid-cap, small-cap, and large-cap ITs. So it's an avoid from our side. The focus should be on the pharma, healthcare, insurance. These are the sectors which are looking positive, and IT, NBFC, and also be it metal. So short-term pain is likely to remain there. It's an avoid.
Fair point. 323. Let's quickly get in some BTST, STBT trades. Nilesh, if you'd like to highlight for our viewers, please.
Right, so we are focusing on the couple of long ideas. First of all, within Pharma Pack, we did discuss about this Cipla and other pharma names, also Fortis as well. But now as a BTST trade, Lupin looks positive given the kind of a breakout we have seen today from a short-term consolidation. It has broken the falling trend line as well. So a further momentum towards 1970, 1985 on the upside can be seen in Lupin. So stop loss can be placed at 1920, that's today's low, and Lupin can be played from a short-term pullback perspective.
Okay, fair point. So that's the view that's coming in. Right then, Nilesh, help us understand when it comes to, the forward-looking next week outlook and the strategy that investors have to adopt. First up, help us understand for the next week, how will Nifty Bank perform? What is the trajectory we can look at? And then help us with a strategy for the next week, which will be the all-important week, monthly, as well as the series expiry, both falling on the same day then.
Right, Sakshi. First of all, we need to look at the data on derivative front since we are approaching towards the monthly FN expiry in the coming week. Now, data where on the put side, 25,000 strike, which was holding the maximum OI concentration, we have started witnessing unwinding of the position after today's crack in the Nifty. So the put writers have shifted towards 24,800. Now 24,800 today, the positive part was that Nifty defended 24,800 level very nicely and looks like it is likely to close above the same as well. There is a bit of a hope that there could be possibility of some pullback, and if at all we see pullback beyond 25,000, that will attract a short covering since there are a lot of short buildup can be seen in the system, not only on DIS front but also FIIs have short buildup of 85% till yesterday. So 85% they are short and 15% long in the index. Over 1.5 lakh contracts have been added on the short side. So given this kind of setup where extreme pessimism has built up and extreme short build up position can be seen, so there could be possibility of a short covering move in the coming week, and we have a reason that expiry as well. Now, today we have seen some negative development as the India Weeks. If India Weeks continues to rise further from here beyond 12, that would be a cause of concern because the VIX was trading in a very comfortable levels as of now. But if we start moving higher, that will add further pressure on the index. Now, coming to Bank Nifty, comparatively, Bank Nifty has outperformed this week. We have seen a relative outperformance compared to the Nifty index. It has a very strong support at 56,000. If it manages to defend those levels, then there could be possibility of a pullback move towards 57,000 as well. So Bank Nifty will be the key to watch out for in the coming week. That will decide the further trend going forward. As of now, it is looking comparatively better than the Nifty index. Now coming to sectors and stocks that are looking on a positive side, we already mentioned about pharma, healthcare, insurance space, and yes, these are the space where we are witnessing shifting of the focus. Being a defensive in nature, the focus is likely to remain on the defensive. Now, the sector that are looking weak, we have seen negative guidance on Bajaj Finance after numbers, and that itself witness that there could be possibility of some bit of pressure likely to remain in NBFC and housing finance space. Not only that, IT space has been one of the underperformer. That is the main reason where the Nifty is not able to perform. And if Nifty IT remains under pressure, then we are likely to witness further downtick in the Nifty as well. So it is important for Nifty IT to witness a bit of a pullback to give support to the Nifty. But as of now, large cap names like Reliance Industries, that is also witnessing a bit of pressure, L&T and Nifty IT space as a whole. So these are the sectors and stocks which are looking weak from a short-term perspective. One should keep an eye on.
Okay, fair point. Thanks a lot then, Nilesh, for being with us on the program today and helping us with all your insights on the markets, the strategies and the outlook for the next week as well. It's turned out to be another week for the markets yet again, and let's see. The month of July has actually turned out to be a week one for the investors at large. We've also seen a lot of FII sell-off take place. Last week will be crucial, and of course, this is the week that will also see the deadline of 1st of August coming in soon, and what happens globally on the tariff front will be important for us to see. Earnings will get into a thicker zone of action as well, and we will definitely update you with all of that. Thanks a lot, Nilesh, for your time on Business Today Television. Hope to see you soon on another edition as well. 230 points lower in trade, viewers, on the Nifty, 24,832. So we have seen a lot of shoppiness, drifted lower, and there was no pullback from these lows that we have actually seen. If we look at the top contributors for the markets on the decline, it's Infosys that's contributed about 28 points downside. You've seen Bajaj Finance contribute 24 points on the lower end. Reliance Industries contributing about 18 points on the lower end. Both HDFC Bank and ICICI Bank, that were the front runners and used to support the markets on the positive side up until now over the last couple of weeks, have also seen some declines now. L&T, SBI are the other drags on the Nifty that have contributed lower. Whereas on the contributing positive side, again, just like how Nilesh was mentioning, pharma space is clearly in limelight. Cipla, Dr. Reddy's, Sun Pharma, Apollo Hospitals are among the top movers also and top contributors also, and SBI Life and HDFC Life from the life insurance basket there are the top contributors from the market. So the pharma index ends about 0.5% higher. Remember, the India VIX is a 5.5% up in trade at 11.1. So 11.3 odd level. So volatility is at its peak right now. Small caps are down by over 2%. That's the weaker link in the markets today. Broader markets have felt the pinch. Oil and gas, PSU banks, metals, a lot of commodity play which has dragged today in trade as well. Within the PSUs, it was BEL that was holding up on the back of the huge orders that it had got, but it's also given up. Even REC post positive results was holding up. It's now given up into the losses as well. Top movers on the F&O space, IEX, Phoenix Mills, Cipla. On the downside, when we look at the F&O top drags, you will see APL Apollo Tubes, you will see Hindustan Copper, KFin Technologies, Union Bank of India. So the PSU banks also continue to reel under some pressure. There you have it, 24,832, the closing level for the markets today, with the Sensex also dropping sharply by over 700 points in trade, 723 to be precise, 0.8% lower in trade as well. When we look at the kind of losers that we had seen, in the trade, when we look at even 52-week losses, a lot of stocks would have actually come down under pressure as well in trade today. And when we also look at the kind of, yes, I'll just pull up all the 52-week losers, two of them, Tejas Networks and Colgate Palmolive from the broad index. So was there any 52-week high? Yes, there was. Despite this weakness, Torrent Pharma, SBI Life Sciences, Laurus Labs, they actually pulled up in trade today. When we look at the top losers, clearly we marked out 6% to 9% kind of a fall. Hindustan Copper, MRPL, Chennai Petro, Intellect Design, APL Apollo Tubes, Swan Energy. These are all the names that dragged in trade today. All right, viewers, we'll wrap it up on that note for all of you on the market coverage. But do stay tuned even beyond the market hours. Coverage continues from the world of business and finance. Up next week will be keen eye out on even the primary market space as NSDL IPO hits the street. So stay tuned. There'll be an action-packed week. Next one. Hope you have a fantastic weekend ahead, and we'll see you soon on Monday.